Hi, this is Ravenhawk um, from fastworkinglovespells.com, and I have a series of videos out there regarding the fact that I'm being hacked or being hacked extensively and being almost stalked by an individual for over a year. And I have no reason to believe, no other reason to believe that she does want me to be not here anymore. I'm not going to say dead, but she doesn't want me to be alive anymore. That's putting it nicely in a nice little box with a bow on it. I think that will be more her style. So, I don't know why, but let's examine the reasons why someone would do this. Again, it has to be the M word, money. Nobody would take all this time and energy to put into stalking me for no monetary reward in sight at the end of this. I don't know if this is being done for a past crime they committed and they feel like maybe it's starting to come home to roost. Maybe the law is catching up to them. Maybe they're afraid the law is going to catch up to them, or something is going to pop, because to me, it's highly unlikely I am their only victim. I cannot be. So it might be something that's happening with another crime they committed someplace else is starting to take root. And if they're caught, then, well, I am one of probably their biggest victims. I must be one of their biggest victims. So if it comes down to me, then they're really not going to get out from wherever they're going to end up. That's one possibility. The second possibility, it could be either for a crime that's coming up. Because like I said before, I have inheritances. I had my grandmother's stamps, which I believe were stolen from another country. Now, I don't know exactly when the stamps were stolen. All I know is that my family who are there in the country doesn't seem to be in possession of them. They don't seem to be in possession of them, and I don't have possession of them. I left them since 1999. I did not know, of course, back then how valuable they might be now, or if they had any. I never gave a second thought as to what's the market value or of selling them. I mean, they were there. I thought briefly they might be worth some money, but it was not something I obsessed over day and night. It was not something I gave much credence to or thought to. We're kind of a people more likely to go get a job or you start a business somewhere. Not to sell things. We are not much into antiquing and the selling of rare shit. We're not, maybe now, because times have changed a lot. But back then, we were not into antiquing. So we didn't know anything about shit like that. So I don't know when the stamps were stolen, but I do know that the stamps are probably worth quite a lot of money. That's one possibility. The second possibility is I have an inheritance from my dad. Now, my mother was over here. I'm not sure if she had any money attached to her name, because one of the things I do remember my mama telling me, she came over here in 1986. She died in 1990. Within that time, she told me about 2 or 3 times that's something she wanted to tell me. But she said I was too young. I was a teenager. I was too young. She would have to wait until I was a little bit older. And I don't know what that was. To be honest, I assumed she was having an affair. I mean, hey, she was a grown woman, right? So I thought I was a little ticked off. Like, of course, I'm a teenager. I'm grown enough. You should have, whatever. Stop beating around the bush here. Just tell me. But I just figured, hey, she was having an affair. Now, I don't know if she did something. Maybe she saved somebody from jumping off the railroad tracks and they gave her money. I don't know. But why would she not tell me that? I don't know. But I'm trying to figure out what it could be. I don't put much. Sorry, my door is open because I have a cat and the flies are tending to come in here and just bother me. The place is crawling with flies outside. So the thing is, like again, I don't know if it's something past crimes or if it's a future crime that they've done or they're planning to do. I don't know if they've already attacked my inheritance or not. I'm not sure. So it's just the point of this recording is that I'm just looking at the perseverance of this individual. Now, there is something called the Sedona method. It's called releasing. It's just the art of letting go. Now, what does let go means? You're letting go of, like say you want to buy a house. When you think of the house, why don't you have the house? Because you want the house. That you're lacking the house. So what we're letting go of is that lacking feeling, the suffering, the misery, the longing, the pining, the feeling of it not being in your possession. You can't afford it. Even if you get it, you're not going to be able to keep up with the mortgage payments. You're not going to be able to keep up with the maintenance. You're not going to be able to keep up with the taxes. How are you going to pay your utilities? What if you get fired? These are the thoughts that keeps you from obtaining that house. So when you let go, this is what we're really letting go of. We're not letting go of the desire for the house. We're letting go of the negative thoughts, the subconscious negativity attached to that longing, that wanting. So I used to do some recordings because the female used to be sitting in her house in the dark, day and night. And she lived right, like pretty much not to the side of me, but almost to the front of me. So I had no choice. I saw her all the time, and I saw her sitting like in the dark all the time. And I'm wondering what happened here. So I used to make these recordings, these 10-minute recordings on my phone and send them to her, like releasing. Like if there was a problem, did she have an addiction problem? Was it an alcoholic problem? Was the boyfriend abusive? Was she beaten down so much that she was being taken massive advantage of? I don't know. So I kept sending them to her. And just letting go, right? So I'm not sure how that ties into this, but this girl has a kick-ass psychic connection. I did not know. Had I known, I would have just kept my ass to myself. Because she is unlike anything I've ever seen. She has a real talent, a real gift. But unfortunately, this woman does evil with hers. Not because a psychic told me this, or I'm just guesstimating or guessing or just brainstorming. I'm talking about what's been happening to me and her living in my head. She has this ability to be in your head and talk to you 24 hours a day and make you just respond to her. See, if you've never had that, you can't know what it feels like. I'm talking to someone and it's like having two people there. That's not schizophrenia, by the way. That's a real person. Like I said, prior to last year, July, I never knew that she had this talent, that this was even possible, much less to be happening to me. This is not something that I ever fathom a psychic could do. It's almost like being possessed by a living person. I don't know. I'm good at my tarot reading, but she has this thing where I guess she goes in your head, and she and the boyfriend have like a system. He relieves the victim of their money, their cash, because they're super hackers, and she just fancies herself as stealing their thoughts, their memories, their mode of thinking, their mode of breaking patterns, their mode of finding solutions, how to make money, how to be successful. I think she is almost like raping the person over and over. He rapes them financially, and she rapes them mentally, psychologically, break them down to bare bones until they've, well, I hate to say it, I don't know if any of her victims have died. I don't know. I can only go by me again. I can only go by me. I don't know prior to that. I don't know prior to that. And again, I don't know how many years they've been doing this for and what the end results are. But I don't know why she's doing this, is one. And I don't know. The thing is, the stamps. Let's look at the stamps. If they had stolen these stamps already, like my cousin was saying this morning, and she voiced it out loud. I was on Messenger with her, and she said, well, if they already stole the stamps, why are they doing this to you? And I said, thank you, because it was like, yes, why would they do this to me now? Why would they do this to me? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is, but I do know what I have a belief is that there's something, either a person, situation, something that can come into play that I can stumble upon that will connect these people to doing things in my life that I wasn't aware of. It's either a piece of paper, a name, an actual person being in a certain place at a certain time, or something. A telephone call? I don't know. But there's something floating around out there that can potentially link them to the theft of the stamps, or something to do maybe with my inheritance from my dad. They may have this theory that, and this is probably one of the way how they spin it, is like they will evaluate victims and decide, well, the victim might be too fat, too short, too dark, too light, too ugly, too old, too young. They don't deserve their inheritance. After all, the victims, we're not humans. We are like subhumans to these people. We are just like toys to be fucked with relentlessly day and night. Do our lives have no value except that we were born to somehow attract money for these people? This is a completely narcissistic way of seeing life. Like people are they're just attractors for them. They build fortunes, they build ways to make money, and what stands in between a thief and his money? Well, he already considers the money his. What stands between a thief and his pay dirt? The owner of said money, the creator of said money, the inheritor of said money. So what do you do? To get to said money, what do? You got to what? You got to eliminate the person, right? How far do they go? If it's a lot of money, how far would they go? I don't know. Or if there's a chance that something is going to turn around to bite them and point the police in the right direction, what will they not do? Which I believe in my case is really what the problem is here. The thing is, I was never one much for looking. Like I said, I left the stamps and I came to this country. We were never much into antiquing, and nobody in my country was at the time. I never even looked to see if they were valuable or not. I just came over. And the second thing is, I never looked back. I never called, I never demanded, I never looked back. So what I believe happened here is that they were raping me, quote unquote, raping me for a long time. Financially raping my ass for a long fucking time. And because as the years passed by, they realized that, well, she's really not looking. They must have made quite a few dollars on those stamps. So What else can they do now? How else are they going to make money? They've gotten sweetened by this now. And in a way, they might blame me. If I didn't have so much money for them to steal, they wouldn't have gotten used to such cushy lives. They might have not have gotten used to such cushy lives. So, well, they want more. If she produced this, then she must find a way to produce some more for them. I mean, how else? I'm being sarcastic, of course, but how else can I say this? How else does that come across to me right now? This is what I do, by the way. When I get angry and I get frustrated, it comes out in sarcasm. I'm a Virgo. We get sarcastic at the drop of a hat. Sarcasm is our fucking middle name. We get sarcastic. The thing is, they probably did a shitload of shit to me throughout the years. And again, I'm not sure. This is one possibility. My wallet was stolen in 2001, and the possibility it might have started since then. Why I'm going to say that? I got my first laptop or my first computer. I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't get a smartphone until like 2013 or 14. I got a smartphone. Prior to that, I had a smartphone. Because I got like a little rinky-dinky Nokia phone. I used to play Snake on it. So, with that in mind, my first computer, my first laptop, I had it in 2006 or 2007. 2006, I think. 2005 or 6. And I was excited. It was a Gateway, I remember it. And all my systems, almost all of them, is being sunk back to almost 2006, 2007 system. So if these were the people who were involved in picking up my wallet from FoodMax, then they must have been tracking me for a long time. What were they doing in all that time to make money? I don't know. But the thing is, it's almost creepy how it feels like almost like I've been stalked for so many years. It's creepy. This is the thing, I had no idea. I'm completely oblivious. I had no idea. I had no idea. And there's other things that I'm not going to say on here in case this goes to court, which I think it might. But I'm just looking at how relentless these people are. And I don't understand what they want. And she's not leaving me alone. Look, I bought earplugs to put in my ears. And it's just, my eardrums were hurting so bad. The first night I slept like a log. I slept really well. My eardrums were hurting so bad I had to take them out. Now, last year, around March or April, I know she was using drugs. I always gave this woman the benefit of the doubt. I thought maybe the boyfriend was slipping drugs to her. And, I didn't think that she would use drugs on her own. I really, really didn't know her. I did not know her. I didn't know her. So the thing is, she's using drugs. But I thought that because I am spiritual, I'm an empath, I'm a really strong empath. And I thought when she uses the drugs, I would feel it in my body. Because I started to, like, one day it just happened. I get these electric shocks. Like, you remember the olden times, like a few years ago, they had these belts that would come out that would give you these slight jolts and cause your stomach muscles to contract until they started to tighten. Well, that was happening to me from the inside out, in my chest and my belly, my whole system. And I don't know what it was, like rivets. It just kept going off on the inside. At the same time, she and I shared the same plumbing. And the plumbing used to make a tremendous lot of noise, which I've later found out is only when there's impurities in the water tank that happens. Like a tremendous clanging, 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 clanging. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know. So, not because I'm stupid, but I was naive of that side of life. Because I didn't know anything about it. It's only my friend John told me that about a month ago. Prior to that, I had no idea. So, I don't know if they were putting stuff in my water, but then she was using the same water as well, so I don't think so. The thing with me is that I always used to have my door open, even before she moved in. She was a neighbor. Over a year and 3 months, my door used to always be open because I felt really secure in the back. That's one of the, and even the landlord knows that my door used to be open. Because one day I came home and my mail was sitting on the table. My mail was sitting on the table. I figured he just came and he checked and he brought the mail in. But somebody did because the mail was sitting on the table. So my thing is, I don't know. See, I trusted, I didn't expect. I knew there was some drama going on with the two of them, but I didn't realize that this was what was happening. One of the things, I used to talk to psychics about the situation, because I did have a thing for her, I'm not going to lie. And the psychics would tell me the man was doing something where he was advertising something on Facebook or something he was doing. And he was using her address, which could potentially put her in danger. I became concerned for her. You see how naive I was. The first thing I should have thought of, well, you know what? I share the same address too. I didn't think about that. You see, it wasn't about her. It was about me. But they made it so where it is like all my empathy went towards her and trying to save her or or protect her or whatever, and not really look closer to see I was there too, because I was sharing the same address as her. So if she was in danger, so was I. But she wasn't in danger. I was. I don't know what the hell he was selling. Was it my stamps? I don't know. Maybe he was selling stamps. Maybe he was selling drugs. Maybe he was selling guns. I don't know what the hell he was selling. His grandma? My grandma? I don't know. I don't know what he was selling. Conch shells, maybe. I don't know what he was selling. Cans, bottles. I have no idea. But the thing is, I just don't understand why she's still doing this. And what this thing is here. Like my arm right here. Look at my arm right here. Or like here. Here, down here. It's like here. Right there. I would feel like a certain, like it's squeezing, like something squeezing it, I don't know what that is. Nobody is here. And she knows it. I don't know if it's voodoo or, well, voodoo is one thing, but how would it affect me this badly? Or is there something else she's giving me? Like, because I get at night sometimes, like, I can smell this thing burning, and when I smell it, the cat starts to go berserk at the same. So I know it's not my imagination. Like flakes of like something like menthol, like flakes. It would go on your tongue, and it's like menthol, and then it's bitter taste in your mouth, and like a film. It leaves a film in your mouth. I don't know what it is. So, and the smell of kerosene, very strong kerosene at night. I mean, it's like overpowering. But she's really got me locked in, right? Because I have an AC, and the AC is at the ground level from the outside. They can always spray something in the back or get somebody to do it. Now, I know that this is not to make me uncomfortable. This is to put an end to my life. Because they would have never kept this up for over a year. Which means there is some serious ass money out there with my name on it. And they want it. It's either they have already stolen it and they're afraid they're going to get caught because somebody is on to them, or some other people they've stolen from might be digging and looking, and they're afraid it'll come down to me because I was one of the neighbors. People might call me in if they get arrested for something else. They may call me in as a witness or to give evidence against them or something. I don't know. One of the things the psychic has said was that this guy was saying to her that she's going to want revenge. That's me. I don't know what the conversation was prior, but one of the things the psychic picked up was that she's going to want revenge. Now, the psychics that I use are not there to chat with her. I usually mostly look at what is she feeling, what is she thinking, what are her thoughts. Not how much money she got in the bank and who knows she has money and what password she has. I have no freaking idea with that. I didn't even know she had money because this was never about money for me and her. Well, on my part anyway. He said, the boyfriend said, she's going to want revenge. Now, it's as simple as that. Want revenge for what? Did he do something that would make me want revenge? Did she do something that would make me want revenge? Did they do something that would make me want revenge? If you want revenge, then you want revenge for something that was done to you, where you're so freaking angry. Was that his way of putting her into mode, into gear, having her suit up to do this to me? Scare the crap out of her? Like this mock thing they have going? It's just a mockery. They make a mockery out of everything. Everything is just like a joke to them. A woman, this is how I guess they process it, and they're able to not have a heart attack themselves. They're able to just put it behind them and move on with the victim's money until they run out, and I guess they find another one. I don't know. I wish she would want revenge. But revenge for what? People normally don't say that. Unless they've done something wrong. But how smoothly that was. Not what, well, she wants revenge because. She'll want revenge. Not because, That would be too him admitting, well, they did something wrong to me, even to himself or herself. So that's not how they are. So anyway, I want to wrap this up. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm hoping for some law enforcement official to see this and take me seriously and look into this, because these people are going to kill me if somebody doesn't help me. They're going to kill me. I know that. As stupid as this sounds, they're going to kill me. I know they will. Again, this is Raven Hawk. And if you have any ideas or tips on how to handle this, or if you know of someone who suffered something similar anywhere in California area, let me know. There's some other places too. Anything that sounds familiar here, please contact me. My phone number is 405-332-3968. 405-332-3968. Thank you.